Pope Julius II had hired Michelangelo to craft a grand tomb for him, but then pulled the sculptor off the job and asked him instead to decorate the chapel ceiling, which at the time was done in standard heavens motif, dark blue with gold stars. Luckily for the world, Michelangelo was too much a perfectionist to not put his all into his work. The Pope had come to see how much Michelangelo had progressed. He was disturbed to see what Michelangelo had painted. Michelangelo had turned the Sistine Chapel ceiling into a veritable blueprint for further development of the Renaissance art, inventing new ways to depict the human body. In other words, he had painted naked bodies. Michelangelo tried to explain to the Pope why the human figure was beautiful. The Pope understood where Michelangelo was coming from, but he wanted to keep the modesty of the church. Days had passed, and Michelangelo had finished his masterpiece. The Pope returned to see it. Michelangelo painted garments on God. Michelangelo welcomed the Pope. The Pope inspected his work and was pleased with what he saw. Our source outlines the Renaissance and its key people and places. We focused on the development of art during the Renaissance and Michelangelo. The history source was written to account for the Renaissance time and how art changes during changes in emotion and well-being in countries. It is a good thing for historians to have a better understanding of what actually took place during the Renaissance, because without knowing what actually went on, we wouldn't know why the art from that era has the qualities it has. Without knowing this, historians who study art would not only have very boring jobs, but they would not know where to look for information to prove their claims about the changes of art. The artists from the Renaissance are very important because each of their unique techniques changed the way future artists go about their art. This source, however, isn't the most reliable for accounting for the development of art because it focuses on an overview of the general time period of the Renaissance and less of just the art from that era. This limits us because we could perhaps find more information about the art in the Renaissance from a different source that is geared more towards that particular topic. The source has information about the famous artists of the Renaissance, but not as much of their art. If it had more about their art, it would be beneficial to us because we would be able to see how, not only in general, but how their works in particular changed over the course of the Renaissance. Yeah.